Breein, on the outside of the program looking in, we see you guys almost win at Memphis. We see a quality win against Penn State, and then it looks like there's no progress. It looks like moving backwards. What do you see?
I agree. It's just something that we got to figure out as a team. I don't think it's just one specific thing. I think it's a whole lot of things, that kind of go into it. And, we still got a lot of season to play, and we just got to come together and just try and win these games one by one.
Well, if you could provide a Cliff Notes version of the whole lot of things, what do you think are the top 2 or 3 areas where you guys need to improve?
I think the Texas A&M game we started off well or better, energy-wise, and especially defensively. I think that's one of the spots we've been struggling is just starting the game off, and we find ourselves in a hole. Another thing, just kind of rebounding and 50-50 balls. We've been losing that category a lot, and that's huge just with extra possessions and, having more opportunities to score and limiting the other team from scoring. And lastly, just being a more connected team and buying in the coach's system. I think we're kind of losing sight of that, and especially me as a senior, I should be kind of trying to preach that to my teammates. So, like I said, there's a lot of things that we're kind of struggling with, but we've got a lot of season left to play, and I still have full confidence in my team.
What do you think you guys need to do in half-court offense to be a little more efficient?
Like I said, just buying the coach's system, telling us what to do offensively in practice and put it right into the game. We work on it all the time, and then kind of come game time, we kind of go away from it. So, we got a lot of young guys on this team, and that's no excuse. They played a lot of basketball now, so I think, we just got to put it into the game.
Has there been like a big change in your role since, TD left and you kind of moved into a larger leader role? Has that been kind of like a huge thing that you had to deal with in the first part of the season?
I mean, of course, not even just TD. We lost a lot of guys with experience just here at Ole Miss playing in the SEC, and there was also 3 seniors on that team last year, and I was playing almost like a senior last year, and now coming back, I'm the only senior, and kind of one of the only guys that's got that understanding of how to win games and been through losing seasons and, flipping it around after a year and then losing all the guys that I've been through all that with. Not even just TD. There's a bunch of other guys that I lost that I've been through that with. And really the only one that came back was Devontae. So there's a lot that goes into it, but it's definitely a new role for me, a new challenge, and I don't back down from a challenge. And like I said, we got a whole lot of season left to play.
Some of the things you're talking about, Breein, when you talk about defense and buying in, seem like mental things that you guys need to clear up. I'm wondering why you think y'all can't get the mental part of it earlier in games at the start.
Yeah, like I said, we practice it in practice. We go over it hundreds of times before the game, and we just get to the game and there's a lot of breakdowns. So the focus just needs to be better, and we need to understand that winning is the most important thing, and do everything we can to win. And the energy around the program is kind of down right now, but that can all flip-flop with 3 straight wins, and then the country will start talking about us again.
Yeah.
You said the energy around the program is down. You mean external energy, or do you mean internal energy?
I mean, losing 2 straight losses is definitely tough, and that'll definitely bring the energy down. But a win will flip-flop that right around, especially against Arkansas, who's playing really well. So, that's what I mean when I say the energy's down right now. We're just, guys don't. I know I don't like to lose, and I know a lot of my teammates don't like to lose either. So, that can all change, when we start winning.
Did they defend you any differently in the second half the other night?
I don't think they defended me any differently. I feel like I still had some open looks, and there's some times where I was open and I didn't get the ball. But and that's nothing against my teammates. They were making good decisions with the ball in the second half. I kind of just was scoring at a really high rate in the first half. So, nothing against anything. It's just kind of got to credit Texas A&M. I thought, I got good looks in the second half, and, some of them just didn't fall.
Anything else?
You mentioned new people and some older people, Terrence Davis having moved on. Well, what is chemistry like as you guys try to learn how to play together right now?
That's something that we've been working on all year. It's a bunch of new guys and, kind of coming together and gelling and just creating a love between teammates. It's just a whole different group. And, we preach family here at Ole Miss, so it's something that you can't, kind of fake or lie about. So it's got to be real, and we work on it every day. And I see us getting better in the future.